Hello everybody, Uniquely Lady Charlotte here, and I'm going to try to make several videos today, about 4 I believe it is, because I've had a lot happen here recently, a lot of interesting things. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut on the air conditioner a little bit. So today is Sunday, it's Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and also happy Juneteenth everyone. Um, they just happen to fall on the same day this year. So anyway, y'all be careful out there when you have your cookouts and having family over. Remember, COVID is still alive and kicking, so y'all be careful. All right, so the first story I'll tell you about. Okay, I'll tell you about this little boy. So it had to happen. I think it was on Wednesday. Wednesday, I had to go pick up somebody on my job in paratransit, and I had one of my newer employees with me, and because I wanted to show her where this new person lived, in case she had to go pick him up for me one day. Sorry, I just got a text message. Not answering that one. And so I'm driving down. Well, I met Scotty, got me something to eat. He bought me something to eat, to breakfast. And then as soon as Scotty left, I got on the road heading back to the job. So going up the road on West Enid Street in Salisbury, I saw a little boy. Now, it's 6:30 in the morning. I saw a little boy, and he was walking really fast, kind of running, walking, kind of briskly running, walking. You know, that nervous thing that some people do. They run a little bit and walk and looking behind them. And he didn't have on any shoes. He had on, they looked like they might have been flip-flops at first, but kind of soft flip-flops. I don't know. So he had those on, and when it came time for him to cross the street, the side street that feeds out into the main road, he ran out, then he stopped and turned around when a car came by on the main road. So I'm like, okay, he's in trouble. And there's not a school around here anywhere. And on top of that, school is out, and it's 6:30 in the morning, and he doesn't have a book bag or anything on. So I said, this little boy's in trouble. So my co-worker was like, you think so? I said, yeah, it's obvious. So I said, I can't ignore this. Cars were running by, running by, running by. Nobody turned around because I had just passed them, and I got turned around, in the vehicle that I was in was kind of big. Got turned around, and then I see him shoot across West Ennis, the main street, in front of a car. That car barely missed him. I just knew when that car was in front of me, I was going to see that little boy flying up in the air. And I was screaming, no, 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 no. So the little boy made it across the street, and he was talking to himself and mumbling and looking all around. He was disoriented, it looked like. And so I pulled up in the parking lot. He got ready to run. And I said, wait, 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 wait. I said, do you need help? Are you lost? Is somebody chasing you? And he said, I need to use your phone. I need to use your phone. I said, okay. So the vehicle I'm on has a door that, it's like a bus door. You know, you push the lever and the door opens. So it's like that. I said, okay. I said, well, come get on the vehicle. And so my coworker says, are you going to take him back to the job and call the police? I said, no, ma'am. They won't get me for kidnapping. I'm finna talk to him right here. And I'm going to get him on the vehicle, and I'm going to shut the door. So he got on. He was breathing hard. I said, so let me call 911. I said, but first let me ask you what's going on. Is someone chasing you? Because I need to know how to prepare myself if somebody's chasing him. Okay? I got to get a plan together. So he said, no. I mean, they are, but they aren't. I said, who's chasing you? He said, I ran away from the group home. I said, oh, okay. He said, I ran away from the group home, and I'm not going back. I said, okay, okay. I said, well, let me call 911, and I'll give you the phone so you can talk to him, because you know your story better than I do. So he said, okay. He says, hey, does that door lock? I said, it can't open unless I open it, but I tell you what I do. I lock my door. So that way, they can't open my door to open that door. Plus, there's a plastic shield right here on the side of me, from the ceiling down to the floor. So he said, okay, okay, okay. So I called 911, gave him the phone, let him talk, and he was talking about they're abusing me at the group home. And I'm tired of the abuse. I'm not going back because they're abusing me. So I asked him, I said, where are your shoes? And he said, they took my shoes. And I said, oh, okay. So he kept on saying the same thing over and over to the police. So I got out the vehicle, went around to the door. I came in, and I asked him, I said, can I talk to him now? And he said, yeah, 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 yeah. And he's looking all around. I said, you all right? Nobody can get in. So I go back out, and I go back around to my side of the truck, and I shut the door back. So I'm talking to 911. I explained to them the physical state that he's in. He doesn't have on any shoes. He was kind of running, walking when I got him, he had crossed the street, almost got hit by a car. I said, he's scared. He is scared. And so she's like, okay. She said, but the police are at the group home looking for him. And I told him where I was. And so I said, well, he's here with me, and we're in the parking lot, and you can't help but see the city of Salisbury vehicle. So he was like, okay. The dispatcher was like, okay, female. So she said, I'm going to dispatch him over there where you are. I said, okay. So I said, well, the police are on the way, okay? And he said, okay, good. He said, I was trying to walk to the police department. I said, but you were going the wrong way. I said, it's that way, and you were going that way. He said, I would be going the wrong way. He said, I'd have got there eventually. I said, when you were 100, you would have gotten there. And so we started laughing. So I said, so what's going on with you? Because he was very smart. The little boy's 7, and he was very, very smart. He said, I put on all these socks. So they weren't flip-flops, they were socks. He said, I got on about 25 pairs of socks. He said, I put these on so I have cushion under my foot so I wouldn't hurt my feet when I was running. I'm thinking, that was pretty dang on smart. So he showed him to us and was like, you did a good job. You did a real good job on that, making you some shoes. So I said, so what's going on? He's like, they took my shoes. They took my shoes so I couldn't run away. He said, and they're abusing me. I didn't ask him what they were doing to him. I didn't want to get into all that. And he was like, I can't stay there. He says, I'm in DSS custody. He said, I live in Albemarle. And then that's what my coworker said, I work in Albemarle. Because we're a part-time job. So she said, I work in Albemarle. He said, do you know my mom? And so she told her his mom's name. And she was thinking, because she works in housing. And she was thinking. She was like, no, I don't believe I know your mom. He said, yeah. He said, I'm in DSS custody. And I just got brought to this group home. And he says, I was at behavioral health, and they brought me to this group home. He said, but they are abusing me over there, and I can't take it no more. So I'm never going back. They can put me somewhere else, but I'm not going back there. I said, okay. I said, well, the police is on the way. It should be here in a couple of minutes. So the police came, and I got out, and I went and talked to the female cop. Again, told her he's very scared. I said, but he's very smart, so he can understand a lot. So she was like, okay. So then the other cop came up, so the male and female. Female got there first. So I opened the door, let him off, and they were standing in front of my vehicle, so I couldn't move, and they were talking to him. So, but I had the door open so I could hear. He says, she asked him his name, he gave her his name, and he says, I live in a group home not far from here. He said, I've been walking a mighty long time. He said, but I live in a group home that's somewhere around here. He says, I'm not from here. I'm from Albemarle. She's like, yeah, buddy, we just came from over there. Then he saw the other cop car come up. That's 2. So he saw the guy come up. And then so he was like, hey, who's that? And he was looking. I'm like, whoa, he finna run. And so she was like, oh, that's my partner. He always comes wherever I go. We're a team, but he goes wherever I go. He said, well, if you're a team, why don't you ride in the same car? And I'm thinking to myself, ooh, good one. This boy is sharp as a knife. So she said, for example, I'm standing here talking to you. She said, but if there's a shooting around the corner, he would have to leave me and go to the shooting. And then I will stay here and take care of you. And then another cop will come. So he's like, oh, that's good. That's a good way to do it. I'm thinking, that boy gonna be a genius. So they eventually, the cop came out. This dude was big. He was big like Lurch. I'm like, this little boy finna run. He is getting ready to run, because that's one big man right there. So he looked up, he talking to the guy. The guy was talking about, so what's going on, buddy? So he was telling him the same thing he told the lady. So I'm like, okay. So maybe, who knows? Maybe they are abusing him. But he's got to tell them what they were doing. So I hope it works out for the little boy. I hope they take him to a different one. If they are in fact abusing him, and why can't he have his shoes? I just don't understand why they take his shoes. Well, I mean, I do understand, so he couldn't run, but to take his shoes, well, it didn't matter because he made him some shoes. So anyway, he got in the car with them, and I waved by. He waved by. So I hope he's okay. And I made a report up. I completed a report when I got to work, just in case something comes up later. So that's what happened on that one. All right, so I'm gonna go get ready, go check my clothes. And then I'll come back with another story if they are ready. Not ready. All right, bye.